Hey viewers, welcome to this video on NS3. In previous video, we have discussed about the trace sources and its simulations in NS3. We have seen several examples too, right? So if you are new to this video, then you must check out our previous videos, and for your help, I may have pinned the link of the playlist in the last video in the description box. And yeah, consider subscribing to my channel for more such videos. So without wasting much time, let's get started with our today's video. In today's video, we'll be looking at something called the custom applications. We'll be exploring more ways to hook the trace sources, and it will be a very exciting video. So let's get started. So we'll be looking at the applications. In NS3, the application represents the software entities that we can run on nodes in the network simulation and interact with the network by generating, transmitting, receiving or processing the data packets. So applications simulate various network protocols, services, or you can say the user behaviors, and it also plays a crucial role in evaluation of the performance and behavior of the network system. So we have seen that how we can configure the trace sources in previous videos. So the purpose of making custom applications will be more clear in upcoming videos. But for now, let's just be clear with the one basic thing. So the main thing is that you want to ensure that the target of a config connect command should exist before you trying to use it. So there is a possibility, let's say many times when you want to trace something, but the object from which you want to trace the data will not be created when the config command method is called. So to understand this, there are several time periods in the NS3 scripts that we need to look out. So the first time is configuration time. It is also called setup time. It's so when the main function of a script is running and before the simulator.run is called. So that much of time is called simulation time or setup time, or let's say configuration time. So then there is something called simulation time. It's a time when the simulator run is actively executing its events. So let's say simulator run is called. So now the simulation time will be started. So some objects might be initialized, or you can say constructed here, but we have wrote the config command, or you can say config connect line inside the configuration time, or you can say setup time. So that's the hurdle. Then next is last thing is tear down time. So it's a time when simulator run will return the control to the main function. So after this simulator run line will return the control, so it will be like tear down time for the NS3 script. So some objects that are created during the simulation time are bound to give error while executing config connect line, which we have written in setup time. So this is the most common mistake that is made in trying to use the tracing system. So initially when we are learning, we'll make these mistakes. So the best way is to assuming that entities are constructed dynamically during the simulation time and that are available too during the configuration time. So that's the what we can say challenge over here. So to answer this issue, there are two ways. So the first way is to create a simulator event that is run after the dynamic object is created, and we can hook the trace sources when the event is executed. So to do so, we need to actually make some changes in our NS3 core files. So actually we need to make changes in the simulator colon, or we can say simulator.run method to do so. So we will not do that. And the second thing is to create dynamic objects at configuration time. We can hook it then and give the object to the system to use during the simulation time. So that's the thing, or that's the approach for that, what we can say, for which we are creating the custom applications. So we have seen several files from the example cells tutorials folder. We have visited first.cc, second.cc, third.cc in our previous videos. So it's a time to explore fourth.cc file, which says it's a tutorial for a simple objects to show how to hook a trace. So there in that file they have created custom applications with the very basic example. So let's look at the fourth.cc file. So let's explore the fourth.cc file. So the fourth.cc file, which says tutorial 4, a simple object to show how to hook a trace. So over here we'll be tracing this integer value which is defined over here. So this is a variable which is the part of my object class, which is actually with what we can say the custom application. So we'll be creating the custom application where we will be tracing this integer variable which is created during dynamically at runtime, simulator.runtime. So the first thing is that we need to create a class which is what we can say the child of the application class, or what we can say the child of the application. So there are several applications, let's say for an example UDP eco client, UDP eco server, etc. So we'll be creating the custom application by providing the constructor. Then there is one method that we need to create, which is this get type id, which will be used by the object factory to create type of this to create the object of type my object class. So basically there are several things to configure. The first is to create a parent. So the parent of this class is object, which is defined inside the NS3. And then this is not mandatory method, but it is recommended to do this, which is to create a group name. Let's say for this class the group name is tutorial. You can put any group name over here which is not majorly what we can say have effect. So then there is a constructor which says add constructor. So this will add the type of this constructor to this class. Then this is trace source. So this we have added this trace source that will trace this variable, that will allow us to trace the variable from this my object, which says the tag is my integer, then the description of the trace source, then what type of variable that this is what we can say the signature of the trace source, and that's it. So now this is a method that we have created inside our NS3 script. Let's say this is a application which is in some another file, and now let's say we want to trace this integer variable. So remember how we have done it previously. We have created the function inside our NS3 script to trace this to trace something data. Let's say the data that we want to trace is this integer variable. So what we have done, we have first step we have done the first step as marking the tag and the signature of a function, or we can say signature of a trace source. So these two things we have cleared. Now what we need to do, we need to create inside our main script the object of type my object, which is custom application that we have built. So we are making a pointer which will create object of type class my object. Then we are connecting the trace without context. So this is another method. Remember the previous method where we have used the context to connect with the trace sources, and this is the method where we are not using the context. We are directly utilizing the tag. So this is the tag, and then we are making a callback to the int trace, which is the function defined by us. So what will this function do? This function will print the old value and the new value whenever the value of this integer value will be changed. during the simulation time. So let's just comment out this second line and save the file, and let's run the first dot, or what we can say, fourth.cc file. So to run the fourth.cc file, we can give the command from the NS3 root folder /NS3 run and fourth. So let's just wait for the results. So as you can see, it has been so this is the body of the function, traced old value to new value. So when we have you can focus on the 68 number of line, whenever we have changed the value of the variable to 1 2 3 4, it has been said that traced 0 to 1 2 3 4. So the whenever a value of this variable has been changed, it will be traced. So now let's uncomment this line, let's save the file, and let's rerun the file. So as you can see, two traced events has been occurred. The first, when 68 number of line has been executed, it says the value has been changed from 0 to 1 2 3 4. Then second time, value has been changed from 1 2 3 4 to 1 1 1 1. So that's the thing. That's a very basic example of how we can trace the function, or how we can trace the value which is created dynamically during the simulation time, and how we can connect the trace without context. So hope you have got the idea of how to make the custom application, and that's it for today's video. Hopefully you have got to learn new things about the NS3, and you have got the idea about the things that we have seen in today's video about the NS3. So if you have liked the video, then please give a thumbs up, and you consider subscribing to my channel for more such videos. And yeah, share these videos to your friends who might be struggling with the NS3 right now. So that's it for now. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, keep learning and keep exploring.